Social, economical, and environmental influences can cause a project to falter, stall, or fail completely. Awareness of potential influences outside of traditional management practices will help the project finish. The acknowledgement of such influences from internal and external sources allows the project manager and the project team to plan how to react to these influences for the project to succeed. For example, consider a construction project that may reduce traffic flow to one lane over a bridge. Obviously, stakeholders in this instance are the commuters that travel over the bridge. Social influences are the people that are frustrated by the construction project, the people that live in the vicinity of the project, and even individuals or groups that believe that their need for road repairs are more pressing than the repair of the bridge. These instances must all be addressed on some level for the project team to quickly and efficiently complete the project. The economical conditions in an organization are always present. The cost of a project must be weighed against the project's benefits and perceived worth. Projects may succumb to budget cuts, project priority, and their own failure based on the performance to date. Economic factors inside the organization may also hinder a project from moving forward. In other words, if the company sponsoring the project is not making money, projects may be axed in an effort to curb cost. Finally, environmental influences on and created by the project must be considered. Let us revisit the construction project on the bridge. The construction project must consider the river below the bridge and how the construction may affect the water and wildlife. Consideration must not only be given to short-term effects that arise during the bridge's construction, but also to long-term effects that the construction may have on the environment. In most projects, the social, economical, and environmental concerns must be evaluated, documented, and addressed within the project plan. Project managers cannot have a come-what-may approach to these issues and expect to be successful. Standards and regulations within any industry can affect a project's success. But what is the difference between a standard and a regulation? Standards are accepted practices that are not necessarily mandatory, while regulations are rules that must be followed. Otherwise, fines, penalties, or even criminal charges may result. For example, within IT management, there are several standards: ISO, CMMI, COBIT, ITEL, PRINCE2, and of course, PMI's PMBOK guide. Organizations use these standards as framework to provide a common language to communicate with each other about IT-related goals, objectives, and results. After a time, though, standards can indeed become de facto regulations. They may begin as guidelines and then, due to marketplace circumstances, grow into an informal regulation. An example of regulation is a set rule or law. For example, the food packaging industry has some very particular regulations related to the packaging and delivery of food items. Violations of these regulations will result in fines and even more severe punishment. Regulations are more than suggestions. They are project requirements. If a project spans the globe, how will the project manager effectively manage and lead the project team? How will teams in Paris communicate with teams in Sydney? How about the language barrier, time zone differences, currents differences, regulations, laws, and social influences? All of these concerns must be taken into consideration early in the project. Tools can include teleconferencing, travel, face-to-face meeting, team leaders, and sub-projects. As companies and projects span the globe to offer goods and services, the completion of these projects will rely more and more on individuals from varying educational backgrounds, social influences, and values. The project manager must create a plan that takes these issues into account. Project plans must deal with many cultural influences: geographical, political, organizational, even relationships between individual team members. Projects in Dallas, Texas have different culture influences than projects taking place in Dublin, Ireland. Cultural consists of the values, beliefs, political ties, religion, art, aspiration, and purpose of being. A project manager must take into consideration these various cultural influences and how they may affect the project's completion, schedule, scope, and cost.